Hi, second graders. We're going to continue to look at the tricky spelling O today. We know that O can say two sounds. It can say O and it can say ah, and that's why it's tricky. Where we divide the word right after the letter O or after the consonant that comes after the O, that's going to help us decide whether that O says ah or whether it says O. Remember that O is playing a tug of war with the two sounds, the O and the ah. And where we divide is how we figure that out, which sound it's going to make. So let's look at our examples. If we divide the word right after the letter O, that O is allowed to say its long sound, O. So in that example, we would have bro, n, ken, broken. Or if we look at the other side, if we divide after the K, it closes the door on that O and it doesn't let it say its O sound. It says ah. So then our word would be brocken. So if we had a plate that fell to the ground, would it be broken or brocken? Well, we know that it would be broken. So that word would need to be divided right after the O. Let's look at some other examples. We have two words here again spelled the same, but we want to look at which division is the correct pronunciation. So if we look at the first one, where it is divided right after the O, the word would be Polish. Polish. If we divide after the L, the word would be polish. So if my sentence was, the table is very dusty, so we need to blank it, would we need to polish it or polish it? If you said polish, you're correct. For that word, we would need the short O sound, polish. How about this example? My sentence is, I love to learn about the planets and the blank system. So if we look at our first word right after the O, that O says O, S-O-L-R, solar. Or if we divide after the L, solar. Is it a solar system or a solar system? Correct. It is a solar system. So we would divide that first way right after the O. You try this one. The sentence is, the water was blank solid. Look at our two examples. How would we pronounce that first one where we divide right after the O? Did you say frozen? Frozen? How about the second example? What would that sound like? Did you say frozen? Frozen. So now going back to our sentence, the water was blank solid. Would it be frozen solid or frozen solid? You're right, it would be frozen. How about this one? Figure out our two words, and then I'll tell you the sentence. All right, he talked slowly like a, what are our two choices? Robot or robot? Right, the first choice, robot. We would need to divide right after that O. How about this one? The car had a large and brand new blank. Did it have a motor or a motor? Right, it would have a motor. So that first division right after the O. Last one. The computer was a newer blank. Was it a newer modal or a newer model? Right, this one we would divide right after the D. So this is our second choice, model. So remember, when you see a word with the tricky spelling O, if you don't know whether that letter will say O or ah, try it with both. You'll hear which one sounds correctly. So try it with the O sound and try it with the ah sound. Happy reading!